Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, an old classic is reborn on Lexington's Woodland Avenue.
All fresh, all good.
We're at Lynagh's Irish Pub to meet its new owner
A good way to start.
and get the secrets to Lynagh's new menu.
So here's the secret.
We'll whip up beer-battered fish and chips, a buffalo chicken sandwich that's dripping with flavor, and the newest favorite at Lynagh's, the gigantic fire-roasted pork tenderloin sandwich.
When you say sandwich, that's what you want.
It's made from scratch pub grub with all the secrets so you can make it at home.
God, that looks good.
Come with us behind the scenes at Lynagh's Irish Pub right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Tim Laird here with another edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, the show that takes you inside the kitchens at your favorite local restaurants. This time, we're on Woodland Avenue at Lynagh's.
It's a long-time Lexington favorite, but it's all new again.
And you could give thanks for that to Robert Swan. He and his wife, Lynagh, are the ones behind the Great Bagel, which is just a couple doors down from Lynagh's. But these days, Robert is shifting his focus from bagels to the bar business and giving this Lexington classic a makeover.
I'll tell you what, you got the Great Bagel up and running, and it just sounds like you wanted more to do, so you saw this place over here next to the Great Bagel called Lynagh's, and you said you're going to buy it.
Yeah, it came up for sale and we thought, oh, why not pick it up and try to get it, cleaned up a little bit and put a new menu in it and have some high quality food.
So far, so good. These days, the menu is as appetizing as it can be.
All the things you love from the past are still here, but you're gonna love all the new things they brought to the table. You kind of changed the menu here, but also kept some originals.
Casual pub food, so we're, doing sandwiches and fish and chips and shepherd's pie even. Soups and chili and, all the fun food stuff.
The big difference is most everything now is made from scratch, and you can taste the difference.
Even the pork loin sandwich, we spend a lot of time prepping. We'll slow roast the pork loin for a day before we get it out, and it gets sliced to order, put on your sandwich. And we make the beer batter for the fish and chips from scratch using a beer, one of our tap beers. And even the buffalo chicken sandwich, we make the chicken patties from scratch, breading and frying and all that stuff.
And Lynagh's fans, I know what you're thinking, but don't worry. The ever-popular O-Round Burger is still here, and it's not going anywhere.
I know that if you took the O-Round off, you'd probably have some angry customers, right? I mean, that's something
for
you
sure.
couldn't change.
That's exactly right. The O-Round is still the 7-ounce sirloin that we've been getting for decades now, yeah.
Oh yeah, best burger in town. It's good.
The O-Round is a classic, but it has some co-favorites on the menu these days.
The favorite's probably the pork loin sandwich and the buffalo chicken sandwich.
What makes it so good? We went into the kitchen to find out.
You're gonna show us the secret to this pork loin sandwich, and I'll tell you, this is one good looking pork loin.
We start off with this, we'll give this a little oil because we're gonna grill it to sear it. We wanna lock in the flavor this pork has and the juice, so we're gonna start by oiling it.
He seasons the pork generously with salt and pepper, and then it's onto a flamin' hot grill.
So Robert, on the searing process, how long does that usually take?
It doesn't take very long, just a couple of minutes on each side. We wanna lock in the flavor.
So the whole idea is hot grill, put it on, you wanna sear all sides of it, get some nice marks on it. God, it looks good. All right. Nicely seared on all sides.
Easily done on your home grill.
Now here comes the rub of love.
The rub of love. This is a honey barbecue rub that we put on here.
So honey barbecue.
Yeah, it's a dried honey infused rub.
And you really want to load this up. Don't
Yeah.
hold back on the rub.
Don't be, yeah, definitely not. We want to have this.
I mean,
thing-
this is like handfuls of rub. This is not a pinch, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
You're grabbing a whole fistful of rub. Rub-a-dub-dub, a pork loin in the tub. Where do we go from here, Robert?
Now we go into the roaster and the smoker.
Let's smoke it up.
The pork will roast for several hours on low heat. Then it's chilled and eventually thinly sliced.
As you can see, Tim, we want to be able to get some of the spice just around the edge, and that's why we did that thick spice rub. at the
Excellent.
beginning.
Everybody gets a little piece of that rub that's all around there. That's why it's heavily on. Well, perfect.
We want to keep this fresh too, because pork can get dry real fast, so you don't want to ever cut it ahead of time. We cut this to order.
Another secret?
The pork is awesome, just like this. But to make it like they do it at Lynagh's, you gotta cook it one more time. Robert steams it on the flat top grill.
Not very long though, just about a minute or so on that to steam it all up.
It's almost sandwich time. I can see that's nice sizzle, little steam, warming it all up. Oh, this is going to be great.
Another secret to the sandwich is the locally baked bread.
This is a Cuban hoagie.
And of course, Robert, as a bagel maker, I know you're finicky about your dough and bread.
So I'm sure you checked this out and this is what you want.
Yeah, this profile works great for us.
All right, a little mayonnaise on there. That's always a good accompaniment with pork.
And then on goes the pile of hot and steamy pork.
Nice. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Robert, that smells so good. All fresh, all good. Now here's a little secret topper, huh?
We make this from scratch. It's our own chutney. It's an apple-based chutney. We put raisins and onions and apples, apple vinegar.
Oh, nice.
It's sweet, but it's also got a real bite from it from the vinegar.
Which, that's a great secret. I mean, to go with this beautiful pork, I'll tell you what, chutney, awesome, wow. Now that's a sandwich.
We're not quite done yet, Tim.
Okay.
We have a little bit of consistency in here with some crispy onions that we make to go on. These are just, white or yellow Spanish onions, fried with some spiced flour.
Oh, so we're going to have a little crunch factor to this.
That's correct. We're adding a little crunch factor to this
Add
sandwich.
the crunch to this.
I mean, look at the textures that's going on. I love it. Killer. You need both hands for this baby. I'm telling you. And I think I'm going in right there. Oh man! Got the crunch, got the flavor of that chutney, and my God, that pork loin is awesome. This is downtown Triple Crown right here. This is a 9-napkin sandwich. Have one of these, and here's how you go, just right into it. That's the way a sandwich should be. Just like that. For more information on Lynagh's Pub or any other featured restaurant on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, log on to newlocaltv.com.
And stay with us for more secrets. Next, we'll drop into Robert's other place, the Great Bagel, to see how a bagel can turn into a hot brown.
Oh, man.
Plus, beer-battered fish and chips made from scratch. You can do it at home when you learn the secrets. That's next, right here on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Tim Lair back with you for more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, this time off of Lexington's Woodland Avenue at Lynagh's.
Just a lot of tradition here.
There's a lot of history here, but there's a lot that's new, too, thanks to its new owner, Robert Swan, the man who brought us the Great Bagel. With the bagel business booming, Robert decided to take on this new challenge and bring Lynagh's back to life. It doesn't hurt that he's a big fan of good beer, too.
My gosh, your selection of tap beers, it's phenomenal. A lot of locals, too, I see.
Yeah, we try to keep all the local beers on tap. We have 26 beers on tap right now and over 100 total beers.
Wow, so a lot to choose from.
If you have trouble making a choice, no problem. You can get a flight of beers and taste several in one sitting.
What a good idea that is. You also offer bourbon flights.
We have a bourbon menu, so it kind of gives them an idea of what they're supposed to taste like, and they can look it over and pick different ones.
I would be a frequent flyer here at Lynagh if I came here every day.
The bourbon flights, you get $1 off if you order a flight of bourbon, and then the beer is just an 8-ounce glass of whatever kind you want to try out.
You gotta love the beer and bourbon flights. But even better is the new selection of food at Lynagh's. From sandwiches to shepherd's pie, and of course, the all-time Irish pub classic.
Any great Irish pub has to have a good fish and chip recipe. And Robert, you've got one right here, right?
That's right. We do our fish and chips batter from scratch. We use Red Hook ESB beer.
Okay, so
in the
there's the beer and the batter.
That's right. And, you know, flour, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of onion and garlic.
You're leaving something out, aren't you, Robert?
We use eggs also and some baking soda, baking powder.
This is Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. You can reveal the secrets. What else? Come on, there's something else in there. No? Is that it?
No, that's it. That's it.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
So, with dozens of beers on tap, why the Red Hook for the batter?
We did try a lot of the different beers in the beginning, and the Red Hook happened to have the right amount of poppiness and the right amount of flavor to it.
So basically, it took 26 tries to come up with the right beer. I like that. And here's the fish. I'll tell you what, this looks beautiful.
We're just going to take the fish and drown it in the batter, get it covered real well, and then drop it in the fryer.
A couple minutes later, the fish comes out, along with the chips, better known as fries. Believe it or not, these are a first for Lynagh's.
When you first got here, you found out they weren't even doing French fries with fish and chips, right? What were they doing?
They weren't doing any fries at all.
They were doing potato chips.
Potato chips with
That's not right.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing an Irish pub, when they say fish and chips, that means fish and French fries.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
That's the chip. This is the chip right here. That looks too good. Let's get that to the plate right away. There's just a couple other ingredients we have to add to this. Of course, tartar sauce, but not out of a jar, right?
That's right. We make our tartar sauce from scratch also.
Scratch, right here, homemade.
Yep.
Boom. All right.
Boiled eggs, mayonnaise. It's got some good stuff in it.
Homemade tartar sauce. There it is. The classic fish and chips, Irish pub style.
This is as good as it gets, and you could get it every day. Lynagh's opens for lunch at 11, except on Sundays when the doors open at noon.
The weekends are great because you can catch all the NFL games here on Sunday, and of course every UK game. This is a great place to celebrate. We have lots of TVs.
Yeah, I love that. I tell you, TVs everywhere.
Well, you could start the day at the Great Bagel, which is just a couple of doors down. They open at 7. And it's full of good stuff too, like the Vietnamese-inspired B&B bagel sandwich.
We're going to make the B&B sandwich. It's just an egg bagel we're going to start with. We're going to toast it, start that ahead of time.
Then, the meat of the matter, house-made meatballs.
So what's in the meatballs?
They've got scallions in them, sriracha, which is a chili sauce. And they also have a little bit of a fish sauce in them. Also, garlic, fresh basil.
Those go on the grill.
Get a little caramelization on there.
Yep. Egg bagel coming out of the toaster. Sriracha mayo, we make this ahead of time. It's basically mayonnaise with sriracha in it and a little bit of scallion.
Very easy. You can do that at home now. That's easy.
Pretty easy
Sriracha,
one.
mayonnaise, and a little scallion.
You definitely have to be okay with a little bit of spicy for this sandwich.
Perfect.
It gets fresh jalapenos also on it. This is daikon, which is a white radish, and carrots mixed with white rice flour and a little bit of sugar.
Very good.
It's kind of like a slaw that goes on the sandwich. There's a little fresh cilantro that goes on the sandwich also, and your sliced jalapenos.
The jalapeno. Oh yeah.
Then come the meatballs, and the B&B is ready to go.
One thing about it, you don't skimp on any ingredient, do you? I mean, this is a meal in itself.
Ready to go.
That's what I call a B&B, and that's a wrap. Oh, I mean, just look at the size of this. Oh, man. That sauce is amazing. The meatball, the crunch of the daikon and carrot, and then add a little bit of heat of the pepper. This is awesome. This is why they keep coming back. The B&B. Just one of the reasons.
Another crowd pleaser is Great Bagel's take on the Kentucky Hot Brown.
So the Kentucky Brown, another big favorite here at the Great Bagel?
Yeah, it's a favorite, again, a local favorite. You have to put it together. I adapted the recipe just from what I have had from hot browns around. The Kentucky Brown gets grilled turkey, bacon. We make our own Mornay sauce from scratch every day, so you get a Mornay sauce, tomatoes and pimentos.
We're gonna have a great hot brown then.
So you get this sliced tomato on there and some pimentos cut up in pieces.
Then the grilled turkey and bacon go on top of that.
Our house-made Mornay sauce, we make this every day from scratch. It's just a little bit of heavy cream, some Gruyere cheese, and some Parmesan cheese, basically reduced. Get that cheese on there, melt it over everything. A little bit of pop from the pimentos is a great sandwich.
A great sandwich whose signature is a great bagel, made just like they do it in New York, right here in the Bluegrass. Up next, another New York-Kentucky connection. We'll go back into the kitchen at Lynagh's for the newest favorite on the menu, the Buffalo Chicken Sandwich.
Buffalo chicken coming up.
You're gonna love this. That's next on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
That's called happiness. Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird, this time at Lynagh's in Lexington.
Lynagh's has been a fixture on Woodland Avenue for decades. Just about everyone in town has at least heard about it. But if you haven't been to Lynagh's lately, you don't know Lynagh's.
When you walk in the door, it feels like you're at an Irish pub. I really like that.
We've added a pool table. That's one of our newest things.
The old classic is new and improved. It's cleaned up and revived with a new menu, which does still feature some of the old favorites, like the famous O-Round.
You don't want to change a classic.
Many say it's the best burger in town.
The O-Round's my favorite.
You can still get all the different types of burgers, you know, with beer cheese on it or blue cheese or a patty melt and all that stuff. We just shortened the menu so that you don't have to go through 3 or 4 pages.
They have all the pub classics like shepherd's pie, fish and chips, and perhaps the king of all bar bites.
The classic is always chicken wings. And if anybody's been here before, these aren't the chicken wings that used to be here. You're actually doing something else. You're smoking them first?
That's right. We smoke the chicken wings and then we bread them and add buffalo sauce and serve them as buffalo wings.
And speaking of wings, by the way, you also have a buffalo chicken sandwich where we don't need the bones, right?
We don't need the bones.
Tell me about this.
Well, this is a chicken breast. We pound it out when we start. We pound out the chicken breast to flatten it out so it'll be even throughout the sandwich.
Very nice.
And we're going to take it, we're going to put it in our spiced flour, the flour that we mix with a little bit of Cajun onion powder, garlic powder. We're going to dip it in buttermilk and egg mixture back and forth and put it in the fryer.
Oh, so it's going to be a double dip here.
Yeah.
You can double dip here at Lynagh's.
We can, we're allowed.
It's all right. Let's go. Seasoned flour, like you said. Then a dredge. I like the idea of buttermilk and eggs in your dredge.
Yeah, it gives it a little bit of substance and dimension to it when you fry it.
And that's another secret, because a lot of people just use eggs or they'll just use buttermilk, but you're doing both.
That's right.
And then it goes back into your dry mixture.
That's right.
So again, here at Lynagh's with your buffalo chicken sandwich, you can double dip. Nicely caked on all sides. Now is it time for the fryer?
Now it goes in the fryer.
All right, fry baby.
A couple of minutes in the hot oil, and out comes a piece of heaven.
Look at the golden deliciousness of that. We're not buffalo yet.
We're
We
not
got
buffalo
the chicken,
yet.
but now the buffalo comes in, right?
Right.
That's that New York style hot sauce, which is
It's Frank's hot sauce with butter.
with butter, just like they do in New York.
That's right.
Buffalo, New York. All right. You're now back in the Northeast, because now our chicken went from Kentucky to Buffalo. Now it's hitting the bread. Oh, I tell you what, you can just see the crunch in that. Any classic buffalo wings, you know you always have the blue cheese sauce.
That's right. Blue cheese sauce we make here from scratch, too.
Oh, wow.
Buttermilk, mayo, blue cheese, and some spice.
Beautiful. And that's hitting the chicken.
And we're going to drown this right on top of the chicken. They gotta love each other.
That's called happiness. Look at them getting along together.
Then, just top it off with some fresh romaine lettuce and a homegrown Kentucky heirloom tomato.
Talk about attention to detail. You have a tomato guy.
That's all he does is our tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes. We
That-
get them fresh.
that's
every
all he
2
does.
days. Yep.
We are in business.
Buffalo chicken coming up. Homemade blue cheese dressing. That tomato guy's tomato. And that wonderfully double dipped chicken. Oh man. It's a challenge to eat, but it's worth the challenge because that is all good. I mean, that is that buffalo wing experience without the bones, with all the goodness, the richness of that blue cheese dressing, just the right amount of heat coming up over there, and that chicken done to perfection. That is the sandwich. Nicely done. Thanks to the tomato guy, too.
You gotta get down to Lynagh and see what's old is new again. Thanks to Robert Swan and everyone here for sharing their secrets.
That'll do it for this edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Robert Swan from Lynagh's Irish Pub. Thanks for watching Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.